All right, we are back. So another question you might be asking is when and how do we provide feedback? So this is a great question. I know last semester I kind of explained it as I'll send you an email and be like, at the end of every semester, you as the coach, and I didn't define this last semester. I just said, well, you're going to play the role of the mentor and you're going to give them a feedback. It's going to be a little bit different this semester. It's going to be much better defined. And so how do we provide and when do we provide this feedback? So this is more towards you as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
The definition of feedback is the job of gathering and sharing important information while retaining the dignity of the individual, all with the goal of three things, not six, three. Gaining new insights, improving performance, and embracing change. This is Howard Hendricks' definition. Some of you may be familiar with him. Back in the 90s, where he was chaplain of the Dallas Cowboys, and he worked with the likes of the Troy Aikmans and the Michael Irvins. But the idea here is that we provide adequate feedback, but we do it in such a way that is constructive. We are looking to build. We are not looking to break down. I think this is the greatest challenge for you coaches, is to pour into the lives of these young residents and help them to feel that they can do it. And I can, by experience, tell you that these residents are struggling. They struggle with anxiety. They struggle with not meeting expectations, and they struggle with negative criticism. And so these are the ways when we provide feedback, we're thinking, hey, what can we say, and how can we say in such a way that they learn something new? And we're hoping that their performance improves. And we also expect that they would change how they do ministry. So here's the feedback loop. The feedback loop is embracing and enhancing a resident's perspective of self and team synergy. So it begins with self. And Sarah, you can talk a little bit about Michael Hyatt's SMART.
Yeah.
That's kind of our measurement for this go around.
Mm-hmm. So we have bought some planners. Actually, I have mine right here. It's called the Full Focus Planner. It's an awesome thing. If you don't have it, you should get one. But at the beginning of the Full Focus Planner is a place for you to record your SMART goals. And if you're not familiar with that acronym, each letter stands for how you should create your goals. So specific for the S, measurable. Oh geez, now I'm blanking on the
Attainable.
A. Attainable, thank you. What is R?
Reachable.
Reachable? Sure, we'll go with that. Time bound, I believe, is the last one.
And time bound is the last one, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, with our students, what they will do at the beginning of each semester is take some time to really think about the goals that they want to achieve throughout the semester by the end of the semester and how they will do it. So they'll come up with steps to be walking towards attaining that goal. So that will be part of the self 90-degree quadrant 1. We also have other things for them at the beginning, like the Enneagram, the other personality tests. Yeah, just so that they can understand themselves better going into this rigorous residency. So yeah, it should be super excited about that first part that they'll be taking part in. So
yeah, and something to add also, every beginning of every semester they will be having these goal development times. And the month after, we will start assessing some of those goals, and then as the semester goes along, they will have a 180, which is kind of them and us. So we will be able to have, and I love how Sarah put this earlier, is setting up these one-on-one times and saying, hey, how can we help as shepherds to shepherd your heart? And I think this is the most amazing time, because we not only have last semester having the guys in the first cohort, but now we get to add these,
Yeah.
wonderful girls in our program, and Sarah plays a huge role into developing these young ladies.
Yeah.
And then by the time we get to, for example, the first semester, November, so we start our program in August, September, October, November. By the time 4 months has passed, we'll kind of have a retreat to kind of, kick off finals week. And that retreat will kind of give us opportunities to be together as a group. And this could be cohort A, cohort B, we'll all come together. And we'll have kind of this, we still have the self-evaluation. We still have us there because we have the full focus planner. And we'll also have the peers there. And we're all going to work together and provide each other this feedback that will encourage one another.
Yeah. And I'd also say with the peer feedback, that can feel a little strange, I guess, getting feedback from your peers. But I think that's more of an accountability aspect with them. With the planner at the end of each week, there's a section that allows you to evaluate, what went well this week, what didn't go well, how am I staying on top of my goals? And we're thinking that that could be a really cool way for the residents to meet with each other and go over some of that stuff to make sure that they're staying on track and to see how they can also be pushing each other towards those goals and to staying on top of school and their health and the residency and all of that.
And we're going to definitely have a dance off just to see. All right. So jokes aside. So quadrant 4, or not quadrant 4, 360. So at the end, you're going to have 4 opportunities to do what's called a coaching eval. The coaching eval is their 360. So we will, at the end of the semester, again, we will be involved. But the first semester, you as coaches, you won't have that much of a 360. This will begin in the second semester, which is what we call phase 2. And in April of the following year, you're going to be able to sit down and evaluate your resident. And so what I have done in the past is use Christ Chapel's 6 core values. So in those 6 core values, I've developed a Google form, and Sarah has been so kind to edit all my forms. And we gauge them in these 6 categories. So number 1 is the spiritual temperature. Are they connected to Jesus? Number 2, modeling. Are they committed to the church? Number 3, their attitude. Are they loyal and teachable with others? Number 4, their energy. Are they opportunistic? Are they willing? Are they taking initiative? Number 5, mentoring. Are they shepherding and discipling others? And then number 6, stewardship. Are they showing resiliency, dedication, and kind of this do-it-all attitude, or do whatever it takes attitude? And so these 6 core values will play into their feedback, and you get to be a big part of it. And then at the end of the Google form or the questionnaire, you get to give them 3 areas that they can work in. And it could be the spiritual area, it can be the physical area, mental intelligence. And these are the areas you can pour into in their feedback to continue to develop them as leaders. And then finally, you can offer them some encouragement at the end of the form. So this is kind of it's a brief, it's not supposed to be long, but it gives them kind of an adequate view of how their ministry and their coaches view them when it comes to embracing change and providing them a solution and improving performances and gaining new insight.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Sarah?
Yeah, I would just encourage you, even though this first feedback doesn't happen until the second semester, as we've asked the residents to be observing your ministries, I just want to encourage you to be observing them, even though this doesn't happen until the second semester, because a good coach is one who sees each student as different and is able to see they're good in this or they struggle in this, and your feedback is going to be stronger if you've already been observing them diligently since the beginning. So yeah, that's all I'd add.
That's a great point. So when feedback, coaches will commit to doing 4 360 reviews over the next 22-month residency program. So we're really focused on cohort B. Cohort A, they're going through the residency cycle. And so they will have 360 feedback, which for most, if not all of you, I contacted you about feedbacks. But for cohort B, April, the second semester, August, the third semester, December, the fourth semester, and then the following year, which will be 2022, the fifth semester, you will have an opportunity to provide the fifth and last feedback. But you can see how developed this program is, because in each phase, except phase one, you will be able to provide adequate feedback.
Yeah. And during this time in the diagram, you notice that it started at 90 and then 270, or 90, 180, 270, 360. Yeah, and that this is continual. And so it's not like once they finish to quadrant 4, it just stops. And so that's why you have 4 360 feedbacks, because it's continuing to go on throughout the semesters.
Yeah, that's a great point. At the beginning of every semester, we get to start the full focus planner again. And that's what I really like about the system, is that it is continual feedback. It is continual accountability. Yeah. And so it puts us as shepherds, on task, because we need to make sure that you're growing, that the residents are growing. And at the same time, we can also, as shepherds, help the coaches understand that they are going through this accountability cycle. So you're getting the best version of the residents on a month-to-month basis.